Hello, everyone, and welcome to the conversation. I am your host, Andrea B. Flintroy. It is so wonderful and amazing that you have joined me on this evening, that you have joined the conversation, and that you have come back to the conversation. Why? Because every Wednesday, I'm going to bring you a guest that is going to be real, relevant, and relatable. The conversation is a space where we have open, transparent discussions. And so I would like to welcome you all once again. Now, I would like to also say hello to the conversation community. How are y'all doing? And if there is anyone who is watching on this evening and you are not a part of the conversation community, you can be a member of the community by three ways: like the conversation, share the conversation, and make a comment. And if you are not connected with me, hey, go ahead, let's get connected. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. And if you are in the YouTube world, hey, hit that subscribe button. Let's stay in contact. Let's stay connected. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy that y'all are here. But without any further ado, I would like to welcome my guest, Kimberly. Hi, Kim.
Hey, Andrea, how are you?
I am lovely. How are you doing?
I am actually honored to be your guest on tonight.
Well, thank you so much. But so first, I would like for you to tell the conversation community just a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello everyone. It is so nice to be acquainted with you guys on tonight. My name is Kimberly Mendoza. I am a singer, songwriter, and an author. And I love to minister to God's people any way that He gives me to do so. So.
Mhm. Awesome. That is so wonderful. Maybe we might get a sneak preview of the singing, y'all. Just a sneak. We don't know. We don't know. But I see that we have some of the TC community that are in the chat. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? Anyone else that is definitely watching, hey, say hello, leave a comment. Let me know where you're at and where you're listening from, because I definitely like to shout out the community, and say hello. So, Kim.
Yes.
So, we're definitely about to get into this discussion because we want to know how you started showing up for yourself. So, give us a little bit about your journey, some of the experiences that you had in your life. So, give us a little bit about your journey.
Well, growing up, I was a child of eight. There was eight of
Mm,
us in the house together. It was pretty packed. If you know what it feels like to be in a home with a lot of kids, then you understand that sometimes there is a lack of room. We
yeah.
started off when I was younger, in my younger days. We had three bedrooms in the home, and we had to share. All the boys were in one, all the girls were in the other. It was a pretty, I would say, financially, financially unstable
Mm,
situation when I was growing up, if I could use that terminology.
yes.
And so we struggled a lot. We went through a lot, and because of our struggle, we were not looked at, in the fondest of ways by other individuals around us, because we didn't have the money to get name brand items, the best clothes and shoes and things like that. A lot of
Mhm.
stuff we wore had holes in it. Um, and I remember it was so bad. The home that we lived in was so bad. We had a hole like in the bottom of the bathroom floor. And
Mhm.
but you know how children can get, and I wish that us adults could do this sometimes, that when we're in tough situations we make the best out of them. I
Yes.
remember as a child, you know, children are so free hearted and we have such big imaginations. And when I was a kid, I remember we used to make that hole in the floor our little Batman cave. You know, we knew about the movie Batman. You know, he had his own little space. You know,
Yeah.
his headquarters. And so we would meet up under the hole and and crawl under the hole and play games there. And sometimes it would be our escape route to get away from whoopings when we were kids. Yes, but so I come from very humble beginnings, and I
Mhm.
think that those early years really brought out the ambition in me to want to show up for myself, because who else was gonna do it?
Mhm.
Who else was gonna do it?
Yes, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, okay, so growing up, and well, living in those conditions. So, how do you relate, or how does the things that you learned as a child, or some of the things that you went through as a child, how does that affect you now, like in your adulthood, or as you as you got older?
Well, my experiences from childhood to adulthood shaped my thinking in a way of gratefulness. I have
Mm.
gratitude for everything that I have now. I don't
Uh-huh.
spend all the money that comes through my hands. I know that sometimes when you come from a lack of finances, it brings you to a position of, well, when I get it, I want to get everything that I never had a chance to get when I was a child. But me
Mhm.
and my husband, we have goals, we have dreams, and you know, we want to eventually own our own home. So no, I
Yeah.
don't go out and buy Birkin bags. I don't go out and buy a lot of name brand items because I haven't reached that position yet where I want to be in regards to having a life of longevity and stability with my spouse. So I have the money to go get it right now. If I wanted to go get, you know, one of the best bags in the market, I probably could get that,
Yeah.
two or three or four of them.
Yeah.
But I have bigger dreams and bigger goals in mind. So I feel like those things actually helped me to get grounded
Mhm.
in how I spend my money.
Mhm.
Not saying that self care isn't important, because it is. We do need to take our time to treat ourselves and take care of ourselves. And if it's in your budget, within your budget, I say go ahead. But
Yeah.
right now, I'm looking for my home. So I'm doing what I need to do strategically to get my house. And
Yeah.
but in regards to, you know, just my dreams and the visions that I have and the accomplishments that I have, I believe that it pushed me to want to believe that I could have better.
Mhm.
That's what I would say.
Okay, awesome. That's amazing. Of course, it's always wonderful when we can learn from our experiences,
Yes.
or when our experiences have molded us to be better human beings, better women and men, in our lives. So
Yes.
that is great. And like I say, and when you do learn from them experiences, things that we go through, we shouldn't look at everything as a failure or a mistake or something. I know certain situations are traumatic, but even
Yeah.
in those situations, like, we still have to do a self reflection, or more so
Yes.
of an experience reflection, where we kind of sit
Yes.
back and go, okay, what did I learn in this experience? What did I gain in this experience? Or what are some things that I, won't do again? You
Yes.
know,
I,
so
I I definitely can relate to what you're saying, is in regards to seeing everything like, oh, it's a failure, and going into that condemned place.
yeah.
But when I make mistakes, like even now, I'm a seamstress as well. I have a business called K5 by Kim, where I make custom clothing items, and I do alterations and things like that.
Hmm.
So one thing that I have done in the past, especially when I first got started, I would do a lot of mistakes in
Hmm.
in the clothing and Um, I remember one time when I was sewing, I accidentally like stuck the needle through my thumb when I was bringing the clothes through.
Yeah.
Um, freak accident, but I used that situation to be a lesson for me to remember to not to make sure that my hand stays a good distance away from the needle.
Mm-hmm.
So it helped me to become better at remembering what not to do, or what I
Yes.
could do better, like what you were saying. I would say that you just treat those things that you go through as free lessons that you didn't have to take a course for, read a book for. Come on. You didn't have to pay
Yeah.
no money to get that lesson. You got that
Yeah.
lesson for free.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
I thank God when those experiences happen, because it's like, God, you just gave me a free lesson. Even
Mm-hmm.
though it was painful and I didn't enjoy feeling that way,
Mm.
the experience still helped me and molded me
Mhm.
to into a better person.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us, what are some other experiences that you've been through along your journey that were hurtful to you?
Um, we talked about a little bit of this in a prior conversation. I would like to bring this up again.
Okay.
Um, I remember in my college days, if we want to just go a little to an older age range. I remember in school when I was soul searching,
Mm-hmm.
trying to seek for validation. I
Okay.
wanted to be accepted by people
Yeah.
because in prior years, because of my past and because of the conditions that I had to live in as a child, I wasn't socially accepted. So I've always been socially awkward and wanting validation, wanting to be heard, wanting to be accepted. And
Mm-hmm.
so what I did was I would, um, in school, I would find different guys to be with in
Mm-hmm.
a sexual way
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like that was getting approval. Like if I could get a guy to feel sexually attracted to me, then I'm a desirable person. I'm
Mm-hmm.
accepted. But it didn't validate me. It
Yeah.
didn't confirm me as a person. It just made me a doormat for people to
Mm-hmm.
want to just walk over and not treat with respect or dignity. And after so long, I come to terms with that fact. And when you come to that realization, sometimes it can be very painful. And I did experience that, and I proceeded to start cutting myself, self
Mm-hmm.
harm, doing things like that. Just
Uh-huh.
I lived in a state of depression
Mm-hmm.
for a long time after that, and it was not until I met my husband where I began to learn how to. Think differently about life. I had a new perspective of life, because it's one thing to have an epiphany of the reality of the situation that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's another thing to have an epiphany on who God has created you to be, and I didn't have both. I had the one where I was understanding what I had gotten myself into,
Yeah.
but it should have been coupled with and it was later coupled with accepting and understanding who God created me to be, loving
Mm-hmm.
me as I am, with or without the acceptance of people. It did not define me. It did not um, make me who I was. Our situations, and I want to encourage somebody with that tonight. Your situation, it does not define who you are. It's just something that you may be experiencing or going through. But God defines us. He gives us an identity, and He gave it to us before we were even formed in our mother's womb.
Mm-hmm. And you're absolutely right. And I wish if you could expound more on what that our experiences does not define us.
Yes, no matter what you've been experiencing in your life, I don't care whether you've been on the streets, whether you have, you know, been in the depression, whether you have a financial dilemma in your life, you don't have the best things in life, you may not be in the perfect circumstances, you may not even have a lot of people that believe in your vision, that may support your vision, your dreams. You may have a lot of people that look down on you, that talk down on you. I remember when I was trying to do music, when I wanted to create music, you know, I had family members telling me that my music was going to be terrible, that I couldn't sing, that I
Mm,
can't do that, I can't do this. But a lot of times people are saying things like this is because they've never dreamed for bigger. They've never
mhm.
experienced better in their own lives. So a
Yeah.
lot of times it's not even you that they are lacking belief in, but they are projecting their own emotions and feelings onto you. And so I would say to you guys, not to allow circumstances and temporary situations to
Uh-huh.
be your reasoning for
Yeah.
making a decision that you make. Don't
Hmm.
make a long-term decision off of short-term situations,
Yes.
because I'm telling you, God has better for us. He has a better future for us, a better plan, and it's going to be based off of our identity, who He's called us to be. And
Mhm.
if we want to know who we are called to be, we must know our purpose in life. You have to get your vision together. If you don't have a vision, if you don't know who you are, I would encourage you to look within yourself and ask yourself the question, what do I love to do?
Yeah.
What do I want to do with my life? And it can't be something that is affected or influenced by people around you, or what people say to you, or what people think that you might be good at, because people will tell you anything you want, you anything that they want you to believe about yourself.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times, like I said, it's geared in their own perspectives of life. But so you have to look within yourself and say, what is it that
Hmm.
I truly desire to do in life, without any stipulations,
Yeah.
without any doubts, without any worry or fear. um if you had, I would say this, if you had all the money, if you had all the support, come on, if you had everything that you needed, all the backing, the CEOs, the businesses that you needed to support your vision, what
Yeah.
would that look like to
Look like-
you?
Yeah.
And that's how you would know your identity, that's how you would
Mm,
know your purpose.
yeah. And so how did you find your purpose and what is your purpose? Like what did you find that your purpose is?
Well, I realized that I'm a jack of many trades, or Jacqueline of many trades. So there are several things that I have come to find that God has called me to do. And one of which is to write. I love to write.
Uh-huh.
I come some things you come upon through experiences. Like
True.
you'll like sometimes you don't know automatically, but you'll like go through a situation in life, and you'll come into something and start to really enjoy it, and feel
Uh-huh.
like it's something that you've been doing your whole life, or something that you feel really close and connected with. And
Hmm.
I remember in English having to write papers, and I just loved writing, I loved reading, I loved being into the stories, like being connected to the different stories. And
Hmm.
so that's the one purpose that I have, is to
Yes.
write. And actually my book is actually dedicated to the anointing, to your purpose in life. It's called Protecting the Anointing, by being the
Mm.
unproduced, meaning the unproduced only means the soft shadow.
Yes.
So basically it's about humility, just remaining humble, because we can't do anything without God, but
Yeah.
with God we can do anything.
Yeah, all things.
We
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
all things. So that's how you just basically staying humble, trusting in God to be the center of your purpose. He has
Mm.
to be in the center of it. And so I would say writing is one of my purposes. Singing is one of my purposes. I've been singing since I was 3 years old. I always enjoyed singing. I've always enjoyed memorizing the lyrics. I've always been the first kid to remember every lyric. I knew the
Really?
lyrics better than my parents, better
Uh-huh.
than any of the choir directors. I knew those lyrics better than anybody. And I always wanted to lead. And when I couldn't, I
Yeah.
used to cry so hard.
Oh
I
my
was 3 years
goodness.
old crying for the leads,
Look, all
knowing
right
I was
now,
too young.
look what they told Tina in the choir. Look now, you're singing too hard. What you doing now? You're singing too hard.
Yep. I was like Tina as a kid.
Yeah.
One of my choir directors, and my mama, she tells me this story to this day. She's like my number one fan. But my mother, when I was a kid, well, my choir director, sorry about that. My choir director when I was a child, uh she shut me up. She scolded me. I was leading my song in the sunshine band, and I was hopping and jumping around. I was so excited, and she shut me down. She told me to stop all that moving around and dancing. And
Mm.
my mama was mad at her. Ooh,
Yeah,
she
yeah. Look,
never let that go.
they say
To
stop all
this
that
day.
gyrating.
Huh?
Stop all that gyrating.
Yeah, yeah. I was too excited. I was too excited for her. And I still have that same passion for singing to this day.
Yeah.
And my mama said, don't you let nobody take your joy.
And now that's the truth because you know what? Due to some of the experiences that we've gone through and that we've noticed also from our insecurities that people can come in and they say something to us and they take away our joy, they take away our sunshine, they take our voices, like then we feel like
Mhm.
our voice is muffled, like we feel like we can't speak or we can't stand up for ourselves. And so I
Yes.
totally agree, don't allow anyone or anything to come and knock you off your rocker, knock
Yes.
you off of your stance, because we have to remember that we got to stand firm
Oh,
and
yes.
believe in the word of God, because
Oh,
he tells us
yes.
that we are fearfully and we're
Wonderfully
wonderfully
made.
made.
Hmm.
That's what it is. Like you say, even in our identities, we have to learn what our identity is. And so, what are some, maybe like some affirmations or some positive statements that you used when you were in your place of darkness or in your place of depression? How were some things, or what did you say to yourself to really kind of just lift yourself up?
Well, that's a good question. That brings me back to meeting my husband. When I met my husband, he actually started me off on affirmations. That's how I began to learn my identity was through affirmations. So,
Hmm.
he actually gave me a packet of affirmations with scriptures that lined up with the Word of God. So, every affirmation had a scriptural reference next to it, and
Uh-huh.
he told me this was before we even started dating, just when I was trying to get past that identity crisis that I was experiencing.
Hmm.
Hey, Heather. So yeah, so basically he told me to read that every morning,
Uh-huh.
um to myself in the mirror. I would have to say this to myself in the mirror. And sometimes when you have such low self-esteem, that is so hard to do.
It
I
is.
mean, if you've ever been in a low place and looked at yourself in the mirror at your darkest moments and tried to say the exact opposite of what you were feeling, it is
Uh-huh.
one of the most awkward feelings that you could ever have. And I did it. But guess what?
Yes.
Every day that I did it, it got easier and easier to do. And I began to gain that confidence. Now I can have the worst hair day in the world, but yet I will still feel like a queen. I feel like I don't have to do anything to feel good, because
Yeah.
he done picked me up just that much, and he's pushing me to pick myself up just that much. I mean, that kind of love that you experience, it goes a long way when you're
Mhm.
loved the right way and when you love yourself the right way. I'm telling you. And I believe that before I got married, I believe that God had him do that for me, because he didn't want my confidence to be in him, in my
Mm.
husband. Because if he take the husband away, then I'm back in that same place. So I
Mhm.
had to learn to love me before I could even learn to love him. I had
Mhm.
to make sure that I love myself right so I can love him right. And so that
Mhm.
I can keep loving myself right unconditionally.
Mhm.
You
And
know,
you're
so that's so
absolutely
important.
right, because everything starts with us. And
Oh yeah.
so how we love ourselves or how we treat ourselves, truthfully, that's how others are going to treat us.
Oh yeah,
They
definitely.
they see the way we treat ourselves. And so I'm so happy, like you said, that God placed your husband in your life, that before you got married, that he gave you those affirmations. So then you saw and you started building up your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and started speaking the positive words in yourself,
Yes.
because we do
Yes.
look for other people to be that support or that
Oh yeah.
nurturer or someone to lean on. But like you said, when that person leaves, what do you have left? So then you find yourself where you was only dependent on the rah-rah, the praises, or the affirmations of that person, but then we
Yes.
did not have that affirmation or that confidence within ourselves. So
Mm,
then we have to, especially as women, and I say this because it is Women International History Month, so I definitely
yes.
celebrate our women always. But we
Yay.
as yes, but we as women, we need to learn how to show up for ourselves and how to create that space for ourselves where
Yeah.
we are building our confidence, where we say, this is what I want. This is how I want it to be. This is how
Come on.
I want to stand. And this is how, and stand boldly. Like you said, the hardest thing to do is to stand in the mirror and tell yourself, number one, I love you when you're in a weak place. How,
Yes.
like, that's the hardest thing to do. Like, girl, I love you. You like, like, and I tell my people all the time, do it when you ain't got no makeup on,
Right.
no earrings on.
Yes.
We ain't got no hair on. We ain't got no lashes on. We ain't got no brows done. And hey, and do it when you ain't got put your contacts in though, because you might not be able to see. So if
Can't
you like
see.
me, you
Right.
can't see. But you need to be able to look yourself, as they say, flat foot in the mirror
Come
and
on.
tell yourself that I love me,
I love
that
me.
I am
Yes.
beautiful, that I am
Yes.
gorgeous, that I am strong, that I am amazing, like that I am
Hmm.
awesome,
I
and
can do
I'm
anything.
extra. Or yeah, and I can do anything. I'm trying to tell you, by the end of that time frame that you're standing in that mirror, you're going to be boohoo crying,
Oh
because
yeah.
you're telling yourself something, like you said, that you don't even feel right now in that moment. And
Mm.
sometimes don't even have the belief for it.
Oh
You're like,
yeah.
I'm just saying this, but I don't even believe it.
Hmm.
It's hard. It really is hard.
Yeah. But the affirmations I wanted to bring, I forgot to, bring a point to that. But yes, those are the things that I would have to say. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm loved,
Mhm.
those different powerful things that God says about us that we painstakingly doubt
Yeah.
every single day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely right. Speaking those words, like, it's so easy to affirm someone else, but it's hard to affirm us because we know what we did.
Come on, yes.
Because we're shameful,
Oh
and we
yeah.
have a lot of guilt of the
Hmm.
things that we did that we wasn't even comfortable with, that we've done, and
Oh
that
yeah.
we want to keep hidden in the background, and we're
Come
like, don't
on.
nobody open up that curtain right there. That's that black
Yeah.
curtain. Don't open up that curtain, because I don't
Mm-mm.
want my business all in the street, because I ain't trying
Don't
to
do
put it
that.
out there.
Right.
And I strongly believe that's why it's so hard for us to uplift ourselves, because we know what we done.
Yes. You know
When
every hidden thing.
when the door closed, we know what we was doing behind them closed doors.
Yes, yes.
And so now you're in a process of where you have to purge, you have to cleanse, you have to forgive yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and that was something that I had to learn, was to actually tell myself that I forgive you.
Oof. Jesus.
And it was like, what? Because, I'm looking for everyone else's forgiveness and everyone else's approval, but
Oh yeah.
never did I once look for within myself or know within myself that I had
Oh
to
yeah.
approve myself,
Yeah. Same here. Same here.
or that I had to forgive myself. Like, I got pregnant when I was 17 years old and I had
Oh
my son
wow.
at 18. And so I was looking for everyone else's forgiveness and approval that I never did forgive myself.
Wow.
Now, granted, my son is a blessing and I love him,
Yes.
but that was not the vision that I had for myself.
Yes.
So I had to go
But look
back.
at you now. My God.
Yes, Lord. But I had to go back and forgive myself and say, I understand that that wasn't the vision you had for yourself, but I forgive you. I forgive you for getting pregnant at the age of
Yes.
17.
Come
I,
on.
I forgive you for being on the floor crying your eyes out. I
Mm.
forgive you for feeling as though you didn't have any support. I forgive you, but I'm proud of you that you made it through. I'm proud of you that
Yes.
you went back to school. I'm proud of you that you're able to see the beauty within yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Girl, that's good right there. Listen, we can talk about this all night.
but but those are just some of the things that we as women that we have to do. And but definitely first things first, we have to give ourselves permission.
Oh yeah.
Give yourself permission to step in that space. Because again, some of us don't want to step there because we guilty and we feel
Mm-hmm.
shameful of what we did behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
But give yourself permission to step into that place, to forgive yourself, to affirm yourself, and to love yourself.
Yes. Oh, that's so beautiful.
So,
Powerful. That's powerful. Wow.
I mean, hey, this is my passion. This is my passion, and this is my purpose is to encourage and uplift women,
Yes.
to guide women on their journeys of showing up for themselves and creating that space for them to show up.
Come on.
Because everyone's space is going to look differently. Like my space is not going to look like Kim's space, and Kim's space is not
Yeah.
going to look like my space, or my space is not going to look like Heather's space, and Heather's space is not going to look like my space. But our spaces are for us. It's
Yeah.
for us to stand and show up for ourselves and be unapologetic of who we are, and
Yes, that's
stand
it.
boldly and be okay with who we are.
Yes, just be you. Just be me.
Yes, just be you. And if there's anything that you don't like about you, guess what? You have the power for change.
Change.
And that's
Exactly.
why we're always growing and we're always evolving and
Constantly.
we're becoming. So you can do that because you have the power to.
Amen. Yes. Mm.
So, but let me yeah, girl.
I'm enjoying this.
Yes, indeed. I just wanted to say some things from the conversation community. They are hitting it up. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Yeah, she killing the game tonight.
Yeah, you see me, Trudy. You see me, Trudy. You see me, girl. Yes, and to say, how we show up for ourselves. And that definitely how we show up for ourselves is the key. That is the key, how we show up for ourselves. Because again, we have that key to unlock that power, to unlock that potential. We have the key to unlock that door. So, how
Yes.
are we going to show up for ourselves? So, yes. And Sharon says, we say hello, gorgeous to ourselves, and you're absolutely right. You say it.
Yes.
And like Kim said, we even say it to ourselves, even when we don't feel that belief. Like
Mhm.
that belief might not be there, But when you say it every day, what you're doing is reframing those negative thoughts that you have in your mind, or those negative perceptions that you have about yourself. So that's why you constantly do it, because in the consistency of doing it, what we're doing is we're changing our habits.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yes, and so when we change our thoughts, we change our behaviors.
Exactly. Exactly. Everything shifts when you shift that thought process, because when my mindset shifted, I began to think more about things that I could do, geared
Hmm.
towards my purpose in life, geared towards the things that I wanted,
Yeah,
the positive side of who I could be, you
yeah,
know. So I thank God for affirmations and speaking those things. And I love how everybody's doing those new trends now with Mary J. Blige and telling themselves, "Good morning, gorgeous," because
yes,
it's something about making that affirmation for yourself and proclaiming that I am beautiful. Because
yes.
God, like you said, Andrea, made me fearfully and wonderfully, so I don't have to doubt that when he created me good, so
Ooh.
it's a beautiful experience to take claim over who you are.
I like that right there. God created me good.
Yes.
I love that. If y'all don't take away anything else tonight, take that away. That God created me good. God created you good.
Yes, he did.
And that that's all that matters. Is that,
Yes.
because first of all, God created you. Man did not create you.
Come on, that's it.
And so you were created in the image of God and in his likeness. And
Yes.
so in anything and everything that he made it good.
Good. That's it.
And
Come on.
so you are good. God created you good.
Good.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, yes. So Kendrika says, we can't be hard on ourselves, and you are
That's
absolutely
important.
right. Yes, right, isn't it? We can't be hard on ourselves, and you know what? We're the very first ones to critique ourselves and be so negative and be so hard on ourselves. It's like
Mhm.
we would tear ourselves down to the smallest shred.
Sure will. Sure
Yes.
will. I've been brought to a point in my singing career where I just said, I spoke over myself so bad at one point, especially
Mm,
I remember being at a point of separation with my husband. And I remember, it was because of how hard I was going when I was singing. I was going like so hard, to the point I was gone 5 days and I was at
mm.
home too, with my kids.
Wow.
So my child did not even know, well, at that time I only had one child. He did not know me as mother. He know my mom as mom. He knew me as Kim. That is the one of my other most painful experiences. That actually was my most painful experience. I don't know how I let that slip my mind, but
Yeah.
that was one of my most painful experiences. There, like, it's top five. Um,
Yeah.
when your kid don't call you mama,
Mm-hmm.
it's something like it's something
It's a
serious.
hurt feeling. Yeah.
It's hurtful, and I
Yeah.
had to shut everything down. I really did at that point in time. But don't allow it to do what it did to me, which is take you completely out. Because it shook me to the
Mm-hmm.
point where I wanted to give up on everything, and I could have lost out on my identity altogether after working all these years to get to a place where I can finally believe in myself. I get knocked down, uh, but the fall is not supposed to be something permanent. If you fall, the
Ooh.
thing about the fall is you can always get back up. It's not just solely about you falling, but it's the important part is how you get up. What you do when you fall. Are you gonna get back up, or you gonna stay there? I tried to stay there, but God had another word. So he has the final say, and I got back up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. The fall is not permanent.
Fall is not permanent. I like that. Oh my goodness. I hope y'all are getting this. The fall is not permanent. You can always get back up. And it was something that Les Brown said. He said, if I can look up, I can get up.
Oh yeah,
And so
definitely.
when you fall, you fall on your back, because if you can look up,
Come
then you
on.
can get up.
Ooh,
And
that's deep right there. Cause that means you still got some hope. When you looking up, you still got some hope in you.
and
And
you
faith is
right.
the substance of things hoped for. And after a while, it's gonna be the evidence of the things that you did not see. Come
Yes.
on, somebody.
Come on. Yes. That's what it is. Because again, like you said, God created you good. So
Yes, that's
if
it.
I can look up, I can get.
Get up. Come on, yes. Oh, that's good right there. I got
Mhm.
this. I got to steal that one right there.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Because again, we look to the hills of which cometh our help. So if
Oh, she
I
preaching now.
can look up, I can get up.
Get
And that's
up.
what you look. You
Come
gotta look
on.
up. You gotta look up.
Yes.
Gotta look
Yes.
up.
I love it.
Mhm. You know what? It's so funny you say that. Drika said the same thing. She said, wow.
Oh wow. Look here, we won. We won in the
Look at
spirit
the
right now.
wavelength. Look at the way. But definitely. You know what? Community, I have a question for you. What were some insecure moments that y'all had in your lives? Give us some insecure moments that you had, and a little bit of why it made you feel insecure. Oh my God, I wish I could just like bring people in the live. Like, they
So
made me
they
glad.
yeah, chime in.
Yeah, they made me glad I can't throw them in here, because you know what? The conversation is so good, and I
Oh
really
yeah,
want to know,
definitely.
like, um, what were their insecure moments, and then too, like, how were they able to kind of pick themselves back up? But you know what?
Yes.
Conversation community, that's what I want to know, and that's something I think that we should do, especially in this month. Is just have we're gonna have to call it a sit down. And so where we can kind of just jump in and talk about, moments that we had that,
Hmm.
you know, well, we were insecure, or,
Yes.
moments where we felt that we couldn't speak positive to ourselves, because I know there was moments for me where I couldn't encourage myself.
Come
I
on.
just I It's like I just didn't have it in me. I didn't have the words in me. I didn't have the momentum in me. I just didn't have it in me. And
Give me 1 second. You can keep talking. I just need 1 second.
okay. And it took me a while to kind of like just get myself back up, to encourage myself again, like to speak to myself. So I definitely want to know, if you had moments where you felt insecure, conversation community. Because like I said, I've definitely had my moments. I shared one earlier, when I got pregnant at the age of 17, having my son at 18. That was an insecure moment for me, because I had always been, truthfully, always riding high. I was always the AB honor roll student. I was the one that, if anybody needed something, I was like the shining star child. That's what it was. I was a shining star child. I was, secretary in Sunday school. Like, hey, I was always doing the things, had the titles. But then that was a moment where I felt like I failed. And that was a moment where I had to gather myself together. And like I said again, just forgiving myself, or later on in the years, learning to forgive myself for that situation, and forgiving myself for just feeling low and feeling depressed, and crying, and being in that space. Like I said, having to forgive myself. So definitely, conversation community, I want to know, I want to hear yours. DM me if you don't want to put it in the chat, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about the moments that where we felt insecure, and those moments where we had to kind of like pick ourselves up. Okay, Sharon, let's see. Oh, Kim's back.
Okay,
Okay, you good.
fix my screen.
So Sharon said her moment was going through a divorce. I felt like I wasn't lovable, like I was wrong. Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Yeah. And you know what, Sharon? I can understand that, but this is what I do want to tell you. Kim, do you have anything to tell Sharon? I'm sorry, I kind of just kept going.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I was
Okay.
actually trying to get my charger for my phone, but
Okay. Okay.
I would
Awesome.
definitely say to you, Miss Sharon, that I'm gonna tell you now, the enemy will plant so many doubts in your head. You're
Yes.
gonna tell yourself so many negative things about yourself. What could I've done right? What did I do wrong? You're gonna find
Hmm.
so many ways to try to blame yourself. But I'm gonna tell you this: it is not your fault.
Hmm.
You didn't
That's
get
true.
yourself to that point on your own. And I'm gonna tell you this: you're gonna be able to come out of this on top if you keep your focus, geared towards your goals and your visions in life. You still
Hmm.
have purpose. It does not stop at this point of your life, at this position of your life.
Hmm.
But you can progress from this point if you keep looking up, like Miss Andrea said. Sorry to call you Miss Andrea, but
This.
like Andrea said, look up. Long as you're looking up, I'm telling you, you're gonna come out of this on top. But don't stay in a place of defeat. Um,
Yes.
don't stay planted in that season, because if you stay there, anything that's stagnant dies. And God does not come
Mm.
that we die. He comes that we may have life abundantly. You ever smelt what stagnant water smells like? You ever been around stagnant water, like a dirty, muddy pond? It's stinky. It's like when there's no movement in a I remember, I can use this and I'm gonna give it to you. I remember when, okay, so my family did get blessed eventually. When I turned like 8 years old, we got a compensation for my mentally challenged brother. They had to give my father and my mother back pay because they denied him um his assistance for
Hmm.
like 12 years. So they had to give him back pay for all the years that they didn't give him assistance for misdiagnosing my brother.
Mm.
So when we got to the new house, my daddy had built a pool. He's a carpenter. So he
Yeah.
built us a pool in the backyard. And I remember one year, after the summer, you always let that water sit.
Yeah.
I remember in one year looking in the backyard, and that water was so nasty. It was
Hmm.
filthy. It was dirty. You couldn't see clear through it. It was so stinky. Nobody wanted to be around it. Nobody wanted to touch it
Yeah.
because it was so dirty. And that's actually kind of what our spirit man looks like when we stay stuck in situations like that. We
Yeah.
we become those people that, I don't know. It puts us in a bitter place.
It
Like we get so
does.
stuck in the pain, so stuck in the hurt, that now people are uncomfortable around us. They don't want to be around us. We look ugly to them. We look dirty to them. Not necessarily that you ain't cleaning yourself, but
But yeah.
we just have such a negative energy around us that nobody wants to be connected to that, and we don't even want it. We
Mm-hmm.
unhappy with ourselves. So I would say never let it get you to a place where you're stuck. You can cry,
Ooh.
baby. It's okay. Just don't stay there, because God
Yeah.
has better than that for you. You have
Yeah.
more that He wants for you to do. You have more that He has for you to do. So
Mhm.
I would say keep looking up and stay focused, because this situation, your current status, does not define your definite future.
Mhm.
If I could say that to you.
Yes, and that, you know what, that's awesome. And I love how you said that. Don't stay stagnant. So no matter what, and conversation community, I want y'all to hear that. No matter what the situation is, don't stay stagnant. Especially if you're in a situation and it's negative, or you're in a situation and you feel uncomfortable. do not stay stagnant, because like we said before, that we're always evolving, we're always growing, we're always becoming, the person, the woman, the man that we want to be. So don't stay stagnant, because when we stay stagnant, as Kim says, we do what the water did. We become stinky. We become to look different. Our energy has shifted to
Yeah.
negative way and not in a positive way. And like Kendrika
Yeah.
said, she said because the water is still. So yes, because it's still. But we just want to keep moving. We want to keep growing. We want to keep evolving. And some other things that we
Yes.
can do to help us in situations is, and one of our guests said it a few episodes ago, we want to always continue to fill our cup up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Keep your cup filled. But then I want to add too that you don't feed anyone or serve anyone from your cup. You only serve from your saucer. So you give them from your
Wow.
overflow,
The overflow. Come
from
on.
the
I like
overflow.
that.
And you
Yes.
can't give somebody something that you don't have. So if
Yeah.
it's not in your cup, you can't give it to them
I
because it's
can't
been
do it.
moved over to your overflow. But
Yes.
you only give, you only serve, you only feed from your overflow.
Don't
Yes.
lose yourself. Don't
And
lose. That's what I'm taking from that.
yes, and yes, exactly right. You do not lose yourself, because, and as women, and I know y'all like, why we always say that? Because we know as women, we are quick to lose ourselves. We will lose ourselves. I know me, and my girlfriend said one day, it was like it's like a thief in the night. It'll come
Come
in,
on.
pick you up, and it be gone so fast. You be like, where did I go? How did I lose myself? What do I like now? What do I because we've been connected to an individual for so long that we
Oh
were
yeah.
doing the things that they like to do.
Serving them, giving our heart to them,
Yes,
giving them
serving them.
everything.
Yes, and not serving ourselves or not learning ourselves or not loving ourselves. And so then when
Yes.
they leave us, we standing there in the
We
cold
lost.
pouring rain trying to figure out what's what. Like we
Come
don't
on.
know right from left, we don't know front from back, we don't even know up from down, because we have been consumed with this person for so long. And so now
Yes.
we're on a journey of self-discovery, in our late 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s and 70s, because we've been so consumed on this one person and serving them up, giving them all the good stuff, giving them steak, eggs, and potatoes and everything, serving they whole dinner looking all good and yumptious. And then they
Uh-huh.
left us with trash.
Come on.
So now what? So now what? But again, we have to, or we can only do, take care of ourselves, love ourselves, and just truthfully wrap your arms around yourself. Because some days you just need to hug yourself and just like, you know
Yes.
what? It's okay. I love you. It's going to be okay. But right now we might not have it. Right now we might not feel it, but it's all right. And just continue to uplift yourself, empower yourself. Oh my goodness. Okay, TC community, this one right here was so good to me, y'all. We definitely got to talk more about, things of where we feel insecure, moments that we can uplift ourselves, always uplifting. And this is just so good. Y'all, I got to shout out. My baby is on the line. Hey, mama's baby. He don't want me to say that, but y'all just did. Hello, Zay. How you doing? My son is on the live. He is here, y'all. My baby. But again, Kim, if you will, please, give us your final words as we get ready and wrap up this conversation, this episode, this show, and this was so amazing. Like this was so good.
I thoroughly enjoyed you. I really did.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna give you one line of a song that will be on my album coming up this summer. I'm coming out for the first time after like a 3-year
Mhm.
sabbatical. So I really want to share this line with you guys, leave this with you guys, to encourage y'all. And it goes like this. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. If you seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, then all these things will be added unto you. But you gotta just keep running, 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 running after him. Oh, keep running, 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 running after him. So keep on running, you guys. Keep believing. Don't doubt. And I'm telling you, God is going to bless you. If you just stay focused, God is going to give you the desires of your heart. But you can find more information out. I'll be giving more information on the tour and everything. On my page, my music page is Kimberly Mendoza. I have there's an old profile with that name, but my music page is actually named Kimberly Mendoza, and you can find my music there. You can also find my book on that page as well, Protecting the Anointing by Being the Unproduced. It is also on Amazon, and my music is also on all digital media outlets. So you can check that out. And if you want to know more about my clothes, how you can get something made or how you can get something altered. You can go check that out on K5 by Kim. That is my business page for my sewing, K5 by Kim. So just look those websites up. If you are looking to have a special guest at your church, you can feel free to contact me. I am doing a tour for free. It's coming out of my pockets, and I'm going to be bringing some special guests with me this summer. If you want to be a part of that, or if you want your church to be a part of it, please call me. They don't have to pay a special fee to have us there, but we're really simply just trying to expand,
Yeah.
expose, and extend a hand. So if you want to do that, please reach out to me at that page at Kimberly Mendoza, or you can contact me at 980-285-7379 no
Oh,
0709. That's my business number. But
okay. Say that again.
I did
You froze on us.
uh
Say it again.
980-285-7079. That is the
Okay.
business number. Or reach me at the page, my music page, Kimberly Mendoza. Or you can email me at kmendozamusic@gmail.com. KMendozamusic@gmail.com. If you want more information, just feel free to reach out to me. I would love to get connected with you guys. And I thank you guys for having me. And I really thank you, Andrea, for just inviting me to be a special guest tonight, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm so grateful.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for coming on the conversation, sharing awesome word, awesome nuggets, encouraging and uplifting the conversation community. So again, we just want to say thank you. And you know what? Continue to strive on your journey. It's such
Thank you.
amazing. So continue to strive on your journey. Okay, conversation community. Hey, y'all know we are here every Wednesday, and I'm bringing you someone who is real, who's relatable, who's definitely going to be relevant. So I want to see you guys next Wednesday. We will be back here, same place, same time, but a different guest. And if you are not connected with me, come on now, y'all. If you are not connected with me, if you are in the YouTube world, subscribe to the channel. If you are on Facebook, like me. Let's share this conversation and let's make comments. Say so we can always stay connected. Follow me on IG, TikTok. I'm in the little TikTok world doing my little thing. But hey, look me up. So again, y'all have a good night and always remember, show the world who you are and don't allow the world to tell you who you are. Have a good night.
Amen. Good night.